Go. Hello guys and welcome back. So now let's work on this widget, okay, the message widget. Okay, so we can close this, close that, and then we can also close maybe chat history and profile. So let's start by making the user widget. Okay, so we go in the widget, let's right click here, new file, let's call my message widget.dat. So let's have a stateless widget here. This is going to be my message widget. So here let's pass a required this dot message, right? So that's all we need to pass. So here let's say final message. Let's import this message, and then down here what we need to do is let's return the alignment widget. Okay, so align, and then all right, Copilot is trying to create. Let's click tab, and then let's change what we want to change here. So it looks like it's missing a bracket here. Let's see. Okay, let's just remove it, and then just let's not waste time there. Okay, so this alignment widget, let's create the widget. Okay, so first let's give it alignment like it says. We want to align it to right. Okay, center right, and then the child, let's give it a container. So this is going to be a container widget, because we want to give it some decoration. Okay, so first of all, let's give it some constraint. So box constraint, let's see, we can give it maybe 0.7. okay, 0.7, the max width, like that. And then what else? Let's also give it some decoration. So this decoration is going to be box decoration, and then the color, let's not get this, let's get theme dot of context, and then let's get color scheme dot primary container, like that. And then the radius, so let's try 18. And then what else? So here let's also give it some padding. So the padding, let's give it maybe 15 or all round. Okay, or dot 15. So let's add the const modifier here. The other thing we can give it is the margin. So the margin also, let's only give it on the bottom. Okay, so constant of edging sets dot all, not all. Here we want to say only. So here let's say bottom 5. Okay, that's all. Or maybe let's try 8. We'll see how it's going to look. And then what else? So here now for the child, let's just return the markdown. Okay, the markdown widget. Okay, the markdown body from the package that we installed. Okay, so here what we want to do is the selectable. Let's go back. The property of the selectable here, let's give it true. And then what else? We just want to give it the data. There's no need to give it all this styling. Okay, let's remove it. So this is going to be to string. Okay, because it's coming from the string buffer. Okay, so that's all we need to do for the my message widget. And then we also need to create another one. So let's copy this, and then let's right click here. This one is going to be assistance message widget, like that, dot dat. All right, so let's just paste that. And then here, let's change it to assistant message widget. Let's copy that and paste it there. Now we can go ahead and import that. Let's also import this. What else is required? So for the assistant, I think there's nothing else we're going to be showing. It's just an answer. So this, we can just take it as a string. Okay. Yeah, I think we can just take it as a string. Yeah. Because for the user later on, we want to also showing the images that he has sent. Okay. So what else? So this alignment here is going to be center left. And then this one, let's keep it larger, something like 8. And then here, this one, let's also change it. So let's keep something like, let's get the surface variant. Okay. Maybe also this one, we can make it more larger, like 9, something like 9. Okay. And then what else can we change here? So this also, let's import. And then here, we just want to put the message because it's a string already from up here. What else? I think, okay, now on this one, we also want to show the dots if it's loading. Okay. So this one here, let's just check if message dot is empty. We want to show the constant of size box. Else we will show this markdown. So let's remove this. So in this size box, what we want to show, first of all, let's give it a width of 50. And then the child, we want to give it a spin kit. This is the package that we installed. Okay. Spin kit. And then we are going to pick which one. Let's get that three bounce. Okay. This one. Okay. So the color is going to be gray, but let's get the blue gray like that one. Okay. So if the text is empty, we are going to be showing this spin kit widget for loading, else we will show that text. Okay. So that's what we need to do on this side. Now, if we go back to the chat screen here, instead of returning this, let's return our widgets. Okay. What we want to do is right here where we are returning a list out. Here we must check the message. Okay. So let's check if message dot row is equals to, let's start with the user. If it is equals to, let's remove one equal sign, row dot user, we want to return that user message widget. Okay, it's called, we named it at my message widget. Okay, so after that, in the else, we want to return the other widget, which is assistance message widget. All right, so here we have message dot to string. Okay, then that's what we need to do. Okay, now let's do control save. So now we can also give it a try. Okay, so also maybe this, we can move it from here and create its own class, but for now let's just keep it like that. Now let's run this and have a test. All right, now that it has restarted, let's come back here. Let's test it again. Hello. All right, this is what we want now. Okay, so we're just waiting for the assistant. So it is empty, that's why it's showing this, which is exactly what we did. If it is message dot is empty, we are going to show this size box overloading, else we have to show the markdown. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. It's taking time to respond. Let's see if we have any errors here. I don't think we have any errors. Maybe it's just my internet is slow. We should have a response by now. So let's go to chat screen. Now that that is out of the way, the other thing is maybe to move this from here. All right, so we are not having a response. I don't know why. Let's give this, let's stop it. And then because I know this emulator has got internet, there should be nothing wrong. Before we run it again, let's just do a quick change. Let's go in the chat provider. So here on our send message, you will see that we were not sending the message ID here. Okay, so let's also create those IDs. Okay, so here, let's say user message ID. So final user message ID, this is going to be constant of UUID version 4. Then let's copy that and then just put them here. Okay, so let's just put the messages ID in advance because there is no need to put them later or there. It's still the same way. Each message is going to have a unique ID. Okay, so let's also copy this and then come down here where we are sending an assistant message. So this is going to be assistant message ID. And then here we can, let's just name it in short, like model message ID. So let's copy that and then paste it here. All right. Now here, everything else is the same. Here, we're just going to compare that message ID with what we have. Okay. Now also, yeah, I think this is fine. If we want also here just to put it properly, we can just say dot name. Okay. And then also here dot name. Okay, so that we can just compare this assistant, the name assistant. Okay, so yeah, that's all the change that we need. So let's run it again. All right, it has started. Let's go here and then let's test it again. Hello. So I'm not sure why we're not getting a response fast here. Okay, so let's see again. How are you? We should be getting responses faster. I think there's something wrong with my internet. Okay, otherwise we shouldn't be getting any errors here. If we go to the logs, okay, it's fine now. It's bringing up. Okay, so let's say again, what is Flutter? Right, we're getting the response. Okay, Flutter is an open source and then native performance. Okay, so it's giving us short responses. I don't know why. So let's see if it continues. I'm gonna ask it what can I do with it. I won't mention that I'm asking about Flutter. Okay, so I'm just gonna speed this up until it responded. Okay, now you can see that it says with Flutter you can develop. Okay, so it's continuing the conversation. The other thing is we need to be scrolling when we get the response. Okay, let's fix that next. So for that, let's go back in the chat screen. So let's minimize this and then up here, what we're gonna do here, let's have a scroll controller. So this text editing controller, we're no longer using it. Okay, let's remove that. So here what we need is a scroll controller. So let's just let the AI do it for us, and then let's create a method. So first of all, let's dispose our scroll controller. The scroll controller dot dispose, we don't need init state. So let's create the method to scroll down. Okay, so void scroll to the bottom. Okay, so it should be a void method. Okay, so now here, before we animate, let's make sure that this runs if the class has already started. Okay, so what we're gonna do is widget flutter binding dot ensure initialize. Okay, it knows, so we need to remove this. Okay, great. So now let's just have a look at this. So also, because we want to use this scroll controller, for example, we are not in the screen, we are somewhere like this. Whenever we open this class, we want to scroll to the bottom. Okay, so to do that, first here we need to check if we need to make sure the scroll controller has got children. Okay, if scroll controller dot has clients and scroll controller dot position dot max extend is equals is greater than that, that's when we are going to do the rest, which is this. Okay, let's click tab and then let's just remove this because it's the same thing that it's doing. This we can remove. Okay, so it's going to scroll again to the maximum. So here, let me just go through it because sometimes Copilot can give you code that is not working. So scroll from controller dot animate, scroll controller position, maximum scroll extent, and then this is the animation of the duration to 300, and then it's going to use the ease in animation. Okay, so that is our method to scroll to the bottom. All right, now also let's just implement these and the scrolling down here. Okay, now if we come down here, so you can see that we are wrapping this inside the consumer. Okay, so here, before we show this scaffold, let's have a check. Okay, so here down here, before we return a scaffold, let's check and then scroll to the bottom when we start the new screen. Okay, so what we're gonna do is first let's do if chat provider dot in chat messages dot is not empty. We need to scroll to the bottom. Okay, but we are not going to scroll just directly here. We need to check all of these. Like, okay, since we are already checking here if future binding is there, and then we have to scroll to the bottom. Okay, just like that. And then also we need to have another check. Okay, so this is only scrolling if we are entering the class. Okay, now we also need to scroll when we have a new message. Okay, so let's just put a comment. So auto scroll to the bottom on new message. Okay, so let's remove that. So here we need to add a listener. So we're going to do chat provider dot what we're gonna do is add listener. Okay, like that. Add listener. If chat provider dot in chat message dot is not empty, and then we're going to scroll to the bottom. Okay, now here on the list view we need to attach the scroll controller. Okay, so let's get the scroll controller and then let's attach our not scroll direction, we need the controller and then scroll control. All right, now let's give it a try. So first, let's hot reload. You can see that it has scrolled to the bottom. If we leave it here, we come out, we come back here, it has to scroll to the bottom when we are starting the class. Okay, so just like when it's here, if we hot reload, it has to scroll. And then also when we send a message, let's say thanks. Okay, let's thank you. You can see that it's scrolling to that message. If it's going to reply, it's going to be scrolling. Okay, great. So now I think the other thing to do is let's get this out of here. Okay, so let's create a class, extract a widget. So this, let's call it as a chat list. Okay, chat list. Let's say chat list or chat messages. Okay, let's click enter. Now we have this like this. Okay, so this chat provider, we can also just send it. So this scroll, we don't want it to be like that, the scroll controller. Let's just require it here like this, and then we'll say this dot scroll controller, and then let's get the scroll controller like that. And then this one also, let's pass it required this dot chat provider, and then also let's pass it like that. Okay, just like that, we have this as a separate class. And then here let's also pass our chat provider, which is a chat provider. So it has to be a small c there. Okay, now we can get this, cut it, and then go to our widgets, new, and then we named it as chat. What do we name it? I just want to chat messages, chat messages dot dart. Let's paste it here, and then we can just import these. Let's import these. Let's import these. Let's import these also here. Let's say dot name. Okay, even here dot name. Great. So now if we come back here, we just need to import that, and then that's it. So I think for the text we are done. Now let's work on the image. So let's remove that what we don't need here. All right, so the next thing to do is to work on sending the image. So we want to do that before we start saving. Okay, remember, we're not saving anything to the database right now. Okay, here we need to save these to DB. So before we start saving, let's also make sure that our image function is working. Okay, so let me stop this video right here. In the next one, we're going to try the method for sending images. Okay, thank you guys, and see you in the next video.